Hello! Good evening, everybody. I am Rebecca from KnitPicks, and I'm here tonight because there's a lot going on in KnitPicks land. Today they released 12, not one, not two, 12 new kinds of bear yarn. And let's just say I'm a little bit excited about it. So tonight we're going to talk about the new bear yarn. Hi everyone! We're going to talk about some of the big sales that they have going on, and I'm going to open up 2 boxes I've been saving from the last sales. So unfortunately these don't contain any of those 12 new bear yarns, but if you would like to give input over which of the new yarn pieces you want me to try out, in the Chemnitz Lab Facebook group, I currently have a poll. So you can go and vote for as many of the 12 as you want. I suppose I technically didn't put an option in there for all 12, but I want to know which ones you most want to see. So there's a link to the Chemnitz Lab Facebook group in the video description. And actually, I will pop one in the chat. Before, hi guys, before I start opening these boxes, KnitPicks is having a big summer sale right now. Over, I think, 1,200 different yarn SKUs are up to 50% off. I think that, it doesn't list them by percent off, but the prices are as marked. And on top of that, they have sort of a pick your own promo code. So and I'm not sure if this is limited to the US. Oh no, it does work for foreign currencies as well. So if you spend $50, a minimum $50 purchase, you can use one promo code to get a free enamel pin. If you spend over $75, you can use a different promo code, which I guess is the first one's summer 50, second one's summer 75. You can get a free try it needle set, and so you get like 2 different kinds of needle tips and a cable to test it out. And then if you spend over $100, you can use the code summer 100 and get a free yarn bowl. So that's sort of like an added perk on top of the sale. But 12 new skeins of bear yarn, and these include, did I not bring? I had a little page of notes, so well. The new yarn bases include new weights in some of the favorites. Like there is the Simply Cotton fingering weight, which is a cotton that I've been dyeing a lot lately, but in fingering weight now, 100% organic cotton. And Swish fingering. I love Swish. It's 100% superwash merino. Currently, it was in DK, worsted, and bulky. But now there's a fingering weight option. And so I'll talk more about all the different yarn bases after I've opened up these boxes. But I am really, really excited. And I want to know which ones you want me to get the most or first, because I would love to buy all 12. I'm not sure I can swing it. But I have, at least with most of the other yarn bases that KnitPicks offers, I've tried most of them over the years, whether I've knit with it in one of their dyed versions or I've gotten one of the bare yarns waiting for sales. So this is a huge influx. I'm curious if we're going to see some of the other ones go away. It looks like Capretta might be on goodbye. So if that's a base that you like, then you might want to get some now. But yeah, let's see what I got from the last sale. I'd been saving this until we got the stroll restock. They're going to have a big restock on the 15th, so I'm very, very curious what will be, if things will arrive on time or if things will be delayed. But I'm just blown away. 12. I was hoping for some new bear yarn, but 12 kinds. It's really, I'm just really, really, really excited. And so if you want to check out the summer yarn sale or the new bear yarns, my affiliate link is in the video description, and that should take you to the bear yarn page with all of them showing. And then 12 new lines will be at the very bottom, because I think the default sort is by popularity, and these ones haven't really sold yet because they're They just released them today. But anyway, let's open up these boxes. And so one of them arrived yesterday or something. I was holding the first one until the second one arrived. And then I was waiting for the restock, but I wasn't expecting the summer sale to come so soon. So I don't even remember what I got. Oh, okay. All right. Well, so in this box, the first thing I love Chroma Twist, and so I bought some Chroma Twist fingering, which is one of the yarn lines that's discontinued. And this colorway is Sugar Cookie. I got one that was a pastel because I wanted to over-dye it. And with the twist and with these pastels, I think that we should be able to add another color, add some kind of fun technique to this, and it'll be a lot of fun. But this is a yarn base I really enjoy, and I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't realize my love for it before it had sold out. But there are still some in the clearance section, or I guess now the sales section. So I am excited. And actually, I'm wondering if I got this colorway or something pretty close in one of my grab bags. But I couldn't resist. I got close to the... Oh, and this helped me get to my free shipping. That's the other reason. I got really close. Okay, so the other thing in here, oh, it's so soft. I have 5 hanks of KnitPicks gloss fingering. This is the 70% merino, 30% silk. And I believe, yeah, there's 5. So I've got a half bag of this. And it's just a really soft yarn. It's got a really nice sheen. I think it's good for accessories. I'm not sure how it'll hold up with socks, but I mean, it would be really soft as socks. I just don't know if it's as strong as some of the nylon blends, but the gloss line takes up dye slower than, say, Stroll, which, I mean, Stroll takes up dye like that. And I found that even, with this low percent of silk, it takes a little longer and a little more acid for the dye to absorb. But I've only dyed it a couple times so far, but since last month gloss was the yarn of the month, I am excited to try some more of it. So that's why I picked up 5. Oh, I know, I picked up 5 right away because I saw that it was on low stock and I wanted to get the 20% off. And so that's my, I guess, my first box that I got right here. And oh, this month the sale yarn of the month is Palette. And I love it not only for color work. Palette comes in well over 100 different colors. But the Bear Palette is actually the first yarn, the first wool yarn I started dyeing. I dyed a bunch of Lion Brand, mostly acrylic, wool acrylic blend that I had around. And then I went and I saw KnitPicks had Bear yarns. I bought Bear Palette. And that's the first 100% wool yarn I'd ever hand painted. And so, and I'm still wearing that hat all winter. So the colors have held up really, really well over the years. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm really curious to hear what you think about some of these new Bear yarn lines. The only one I'm a little bummed about, and it's only, the reason is goofy. So Lindy Chain, which is I think 70% linen, 30% cotton, is now in the Bear yarn line as a 100-gram hank. And the only reason why I'm disappointed is because I had bought it in ball form and I had wound it myself on Knitty Knotties. So if this had come out like a month or so earlier, I could have saved myself the trouble. Not to mention that there's more cotton options that I could have picked up for Cellulose Week, which starts next week. Got a lot of new videos coming. There'll be at least a new video every single day starting on, I think, Monday, but maybe Sunday, but probably next Monday. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff in here. I do not know what that sound meant. It's like my phone is giving me random notifications. Okay. Plastic bag. Hey, wait, I didn't get a cool little card. That's too bad. All right, so what's in here? Thing number one, shadow. Have you guys knit with shadow before? I have made a lot of shawls and shawlettes with shadow. It is, I believe, yes, it's 100% lace. It's 100% merino, and it's lace weight, and it's just soft. It like the stitches hold together really nicely. It blocks beautifully, and I haven't really dyed lace weight before. Yeah, I don't think I've ever dyed lace weight, so I thought it would be fun to pick some of this up. And yeah, go check out the sale. There's a link in the links in the description. But I'm really, really excited to try dyeing some lace weight. And let's see, I think there should be some more. Okay, so this one, it was the gloss sale. So I got some gloss lace. And I think, I don't remember if it was gloss or if it was shimmer that I've used to knit with before, but I was very, very happy with one of the, maybe it was the alpaca silk blend, not this merino silk blend. This is the same as the gloss fingering. It is also, this is only 50 grams. Okay, so shadow is 100 grams, so this is 880 yards. But the gloss, I have only 440 yards of the lace weight, so this is only 50 grams. But it'll still go really, really far. It's amazing how big something this tiny can become, isn't it? Now, while we are thinking about lace, I have some alpaca here. And I don't think I've dyed 100% alpaca. I've done, no computer, don't go away. I've dyed alpaca nylon wool blends, and I think I have some Andean Treasure in my stash. I just haven't dyed it yet. But I got some of the colorways were on clearance. I got 2 different skeins of alpaca cloud, but one is the fingering weight and one is lace weight. These are both 50 grams. So the fingering weight is only 200 yards. The lace weight is 440 yards. And this is just a nice medium gray. And this I have knit with before, and it really is like a cloud. It is unbelievably soft. And from my experience dyeing the wool alpaca blend, I expect that this would also absorb color fairly slowly. But I thought that it would just be really fun to sort of add something over this gray and have like it would give us like a muted, maybe go something for a jewel tone or something like that. So these are different weights, but are technically the same color. Just the way the light's hitting them, they don't necessarily look the same. I was talking about my love for Chroma Twist. I got a skein of Chroma Twist Bulky. So this is 70% superwash wool, 30% nylon, and it's a sturdy yarn, but it's so soft. So soft, and it dyes beautifully. So, and this one is, the bulky weight is still available. So I am excited to have that in my collection. I think I bought all this during the 15% off sale. So I was going around and seeing what I might want to add. And among those, because I wanted to do some more with single ply fingering weight, I got 2 skeins of Preciosa fingering weight yarn, which is funny because it's calling it tonal, but this is bare. So it's just 100% merino wool. It is a single ply. Oh my goodness, this is so soft. So I have only over dyed Preciosa before, and it was a pretty deep color, and I just shifted the tone a little bit. But this one's bare, so it's a clean palette for me to apply some color to. And there's actually a new, I believe one of the new yarn bases is a single ply. Yeah, I think the Bare Rustic wool. So that might not be quite as soft as this, but this is really, really soft. What do you use for seaming with chroma? I don't think I've had anything I needed to seam with chroma before, but they did have a single ply yarn back in the day that I used for a sweater. And when I was seaming with that, I would manually add some more twist to it because I had trouble with it getting untwisted and pulling apart. I think it was full circle. So it was different because it was 100% wool. But with the Chroma Twist, since this one is, I forget if it's 3 ply, this one won't really come apart in the same way as just the Chroma singles. But yeah, with singles, I'll sort of manually add to the twist and sort of like because the reason why it comes undone is because as you're stitching, you kind of like twist it the other way. So I'll just sort of reinforce that as I go. And I mean, I guess, I don't think Keith wears his sweater a ton because it's 100% wool and it's a very warm sweater, but the seams haven't fallen apart. I'm looking to see if, you almost missed me, but you didn't. You didn't miss me. I'm here. Okay, there's still a lot more in here. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 balls of Simply Cotton Sport. As you know, next week, I've already mentioned it, but next week I'm doing Cellulose Week. So I have at least 6 videos ready to go. Probably will end up being 7 or 8 over the course of next week, looking at different techniques to dye cotton yarn, basically. I thought I was going to have some more cotton blends in the week, and there are a couple, but I mostly focused on cotton, and I've been just playing around with some of my favorite wool techniques, but with dyes that work on cotton, and we've gotten some really, really beautiful results. So I wanted some more. This is 100% organic cotton, and it is really, really soft. And the nice thing is this is the one that's now available in fingering weight in one of the new Bare yarns that came out, which I probably would have preferred to buy that because it can be used for as a reasonable replacement for, say, like a sock yarn for shawls and stuff. And I know that hand-dyed cotton isn't something that's always available. The one thing that's hard with getting 50-gram skeins, and I did this because a lot of the cotton blends only come in 50-gram balls, it's that when you have 50 grams, it's half as much yarn as a 100-gram skein, but it's not half as much work to dye it. So that's like the hard thing. But you gave dyeing cotton a shot and it was a total disaster. Well, it depends on what you are using to dye it. I so far have been using Tulip one-step tie-dye kits. I've used RIT liquid dyes, and I just today and yesterday spent 2 days dyeing with Dylan hand dyes. And I've gotten some really nice results. Some things came out differently than I expected, but were still really beautiful. And I hope in the near future, to play with some of the jacquard eye dye, but I'm not going to be able to have that done for Cellulose Week, and now just cross your fingers that things dry so I can finish editing the Dylan videos. But I've got some more organic cotton coming your way. You could add some woolly nylon thread to seam with. Holding along with your yarn, if you have some nylon thread or something to sort of hold with it to give it a little bit of strength, that is something that can work too. Thank you, Julia, for that suggestion. All right, I got 2 balls of Comfy Fingering. This is a fingering weight cotton-based yarn. It is 75% Pima cotton, 25% acrylic. It's really soft. I've used it for fingerless mitts for my mom, who she now lives up here too, but she lived in Florida at the time, and so it gets really hot. And so I wanted something cotton-based that I could use for some sun gloves to protect her from the sun. So I like it, and I've tried dyeing it once. One of the cotton dyeing videos is a little bit of a flop in that, well, it's not really a flop. The results are beautiful. It's just not what I expected. So, and I put myself in timeout for a minute in that video because I was bummed when a lot of color rinsed out. But you'll see. There's a lot of really good stuff. And actually, if you want a sneak peek of some of the yarn coming up from Cellulose Week, check out the cotton section of the Chemnitz Creations Etsy store because I've got some of the yarn listed in there, so you can go and have a sneak peek. Please ask the question. I have 2 balls of Cotton yarn, which is 70% cotton, 30% linen. And I did a dyeing project today with the Dylan where I had Simply Cotton Sport and I had Cotton. And I couldn't tell anymore which one was which when I was about to dye. I think once they're dry, I'll be able to tell, but one of them took up dye really well. The other one was like stubborn and did not want to soak up any liquid. So yeah, but I think there's a lot more yardage. Yeah, I should be able to tell them apart. I hope. In the end, because I didn't count on the fact, how many plies is this? So that is 4. How many plies are you? Also 4. Not helpful. They do feel different, so I think I should be able to figure it out, but I'm curious if it was the linen blend that was more stubborn or not. Oh, what kind of program do I use for editing my videos? So I use, and let me see, VideoPad Video Editor. And I bought the version that gives me the license, which I think was $50. But I have been reasonably happy with it. There's not as much sound editing options. They have a different program for that. But I've kind of gotten the hang of it, and it's inexpensive, and I've been happy with it. I mean, it takes a long time to export videos, but that is the case with a lot of programs. So, yeah, that's what I use. And no, those kinds of questions are fine too. If I can't share something, I'm usually upfront about that. Oh, no problem. And finally, this is one of my favorite yarns ever. I've got 2 balls of Shine Sport, which is 60% cotton, 40% modal. And I dyed this for the first time today, but it is so soft. I use this for baby items up the wazoo. My kids both had hats out of this. I use it in little baby blankets. There's one I need to work on that's almost 2 years late. Oh, sorry, BBD. But yeah, it's one that I love. I love this. And so yeah, and this shows that even though I filmed and edited a lot of videos for the Cellulose Week, I am committed to showing more dyeing techniques with cotton yarns. At some point, I'll probably get some Dharma fiber reactive dyes to start playing around with that. In a couple weeks, I am going to set up my first indigo vat and play around with that with a lot of different fiber types. So we just have there's a lot of fun stuff that'll be coming up. And I know not everyone can knit with wool, and so I am happy to explore other things. And I also plan to play around with some more synthetic dyeing techniques for acrylic and polyester fibers. And so, but that will probably be more towards the end of the summer or something. But now, all right, so this is what I ordered, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get some bases I don't currently have in my stash to mix it up, and that way when people ask me questions, I have touched it, and so I can give some answers about how soft it is. There are a lot of yarn bases that I love. There's a couple that I had higher expectations for, and so like I think it was Cadena that wasn't as soft as I had expected. But mostly I have been extremely happy with mostly I've been extremely happy with KnitPicks Bare Yarns. I mean, there's a reason why I go back to them again and again and again. And I am a KnitPicks affiliate now, full disclosure, but I have only been an affiliate since October, and I've been dyeing with KnitPicks yarn since I started filming dyeing videos in 2010. So that shows how long I've been using these products, and maybe I should have discovered the affiliate program a little sooner, but I do, yeah, so I do. Oh, Okay, I don't know that notification, but but anyway, I think that I'm just so excited that there are all of these new bear yarns. And if I was a little more ready to go, then I haven't really tried some screen capture, but then I could like, maybe sometime talk about it while showing you on my computer. But the new yarn lines, and again, there's 12 of them. There's 12 of them, and I'm excited. Yeah, KnitPicks is a great workhorse yarn. They have, you know, a variety of things that are less expensive, which I really appreciate. And then they have some higher end ones with nicer not nicer, but like higher quality fibers. And I think that it's a really nice mix. And there's enough range. But the thing that is why I started buying yarn from them when I did my first research on where to buy bear yarns was that I could buy a single skein. And a lot of places you need to buy either, you know, a bag of 10 or 5, and so that can be a bit harder when you're starting out. And now with the ones I use the most, I buy them in the bulk 20 pack, and so I get 15% off everything. But yeah, with being able to buy individual ones, especially when they go on sale, I try to take advantage of it because I can get them at the bulk price, but get one to try out and see how much I like it. And then sometimes I decide to buy more. But the new lines I don't currently see in bulk 20 packs. I don't know if that's going to change over the next few days or not. The new yarn lines are not included in the sale, but I think you could use them in conjunction with the promo codes for the free pins. If you go, oh, and I can drop the link in again. If you go to their website, you'll see information about the promo code at the top. But with $50, you can get a free pin. $75, you can get a free needle try-it kit, and with a $100 purchase, you can get a free yarn bowl. Okay, so let's talk about the new yarns. So there's Bare Rustic Wool, which is 100% superwash wool and fingering weight. And I believe that this is a single ply yarn. So I am really curious how it compares to, say, Preciosa. Now, if we look at the names, rustic, I expect it to be rougher. Preciosa makes you think of something precious, right? And so that is just the names bring out a difference, but a rustic yarn isn't necessarily rough. The rustic could be, maybe it's a little thick and thin and has I think it mentioned maybe it has a hand spun feel to it, and so it doesn't mean rough. Oh, I saw a question about my favorite roving. Oh, you've tried it? I thought they just released it today. Okay, so my favorite roving, I use the Wool of the Andes roving a lot. That's the one I've dyed the most. They had one a long time ago, Full Circle, that was my favorite. It came in sort of these natural heathered colors. Oh, that was the review. Oh, awesome. But it came in sort of heathered colors, and I really enjoyed dyeing it and spinning with it. I have only spun the Stroll Roving once, which is on sale right now. I didn't calculate the percentage, but it took up dye super fast, just like the Stroll fingering weight yarn. So, but I love in general spinning BFL, but I haven't tried dyeing that before. What else? Oh, Galileo. I love Galileo. It's 50% viscose, 50% wool, or I think superwash merino. That's at 30% off right now. And that is one that I wish was available in a bare bulk discount, but is not for some reason. The customer service rep didn't know why. And so that is one that I might buy more of because it's on sale. But of course, if I'm going to buy all the new bare yarn lines, then I need to take a deep breath because there's a lot of them. Okay, so I've gotten through one. Rustic, fingering weight, 100% wool, I think a little thick and thin. Then there's Aristo, which is 70% merino, 15% cashmere, 15% mulberry silk. This is a lace weight yarn. I expected it would be shiny, soft, and warm. So that just sounds really, really pretty. Bear swish fingering. I love swish. I've made a sweater for myself out of swish. It is so soft, it washes well, and I'm really excited that it's available as a fingering weight yarn because I make a lot of shawls. Knitting lace is one of my favorite things to do. And so while nylon can give strength to yarn, I don't always need that strength for, say, a shawl or something versus socks that get a lot of wear. So I'm excited to see more fingering weight options that don't have nylon. Even though I like nylon, I like the other yarns. It's just nice for some variety. There's the Simply Cotton Organic Fingering, 100% organic cotton, but fingering weight. And you don't see fingering weight cotton very often. I mean, there's the Simply Cotton, which I had held up before, which is the cotton acrylic blend. But I'm excited to, again, because you can block cotton beautifully. And there's people with wool allergies or who live in really warm climates but still might want shawls. And so getting that and dyeing that in these beautiful hand-painted colorways could be a lot of fun. And the Simply Cotton is really soft, so I like it. Now here's one I know you guys are excited for. Bare Woodland Tweed. This is 80% merino, 15% baby alpaca, and 5% viscose. It's a Aran heavy worsted weight yarn. So it's a tweed yarn. I'm not sure what color the nups are. It looks like maybe navy and gold. I don't think it says, but that's sort of what it looks like. Maybe black and brown and tan. It's a little hard for me to tell. That one I know that I will definitely order. And so it just looks, actually I wonder how close it is to City Tweed. Which is one that I love, which I believe is also, now I'm curious. I'm curious if this is, no, this is not quite. City Tweed has more Donegal tweed in it and has a higher alpaca content, but I really like City Tweed. I made a sweater for Lucas out of that. And so, yeah, I'm really excited for this. I think it'll be a really great yarn for winter stuff. So that's what I'm really excited about. So shimmer is one I mentioned earlier. There's now a bulky version of shimmer, which is 70% baby alpaca, 30% silk. And it's nice to have a non-wool blend in something that is a heavier, thicker weight. Shimmer is currently available in lace weight. I don't think it is in fingering, but now I need to double check. Oh, is that the only thing that comes up? Is shimmer no longer available? Oh no, there is shimmer. Okay, so the lace weight showed up. The lace weight shimmer is on sale, and the bare shimmer and bulky is a lot more expensive. Interesting. I think that KnitPicks is going to be going through a price increase soon. It looks like that the bare wool of the Andes might go up $1 if you look at it from what it was before. So that's just something to keep in mind. There might be some pricing discrepancies between the lines and things that are the same. But, you know, I think things are always subject to change. Okay, so another bulky one is called Super Silk. This one is 52% superwash wool, 48% mulberry silk. And besides the luminescence, which I think was the 100% lace weight silk, which actually I have some of upstairs, I haven't dyed it yet. This might be one of the highest silk content yarns at KnitPicks overall, with 48%. So I expect the sheen on that is going to be beautiful. I think that it'll be really, really awesome. Now, the current winner of the poll in the ChemKnits Lab group is the Bear Surefoot sock yarn. This one is 40% superwash wool, 40% super kid mohair, and 20% polyamide, which is a nylon. It's a fingering weight sock yarn, and I think it'll be warm, I think it'll be fuzzy, and probably a lot of fun to dye. So I'm not sure. Now I'm blanking on what else might have mohair. So Aloft does, and I think I have some Aloft that I wanted to over dye. But yeah, there's not a lot of, they're really branching out and bringing in some new fun mixtures of different fibers, which are really going to be a lot of fun to play around with. And I meant to look up how to pronounce this word. So there's two different kinds of how do you pronounce Boucle? I don't know how to pronounce that. But it's the yarn that has the bit of a shape to it. It's not just round. Boucle? Okay. There's two boucle yarns. I'm going to go for that. Thank you. I was like, ooh. Okay. There's a cotton boucle that is worsted weight, 100% Tagus cotton. And then there's an alpaca merino boucle yarn, which is 82% superfine alpaca, 13% merino, 5% nylon. And that one's a fingering weight. And I am beyond intrigued by that. I have not used a lot of boucle yarns myself, so I think that it will be, I'm now pulling that one up. I think that's one that I definitely want to order. I think that, see a picture, yeah, it's got a nice little loopy. I think that it would be really, really, really fun. So I guess, the core is the merino and the nylon, and then the alpaca gives the whirls of the alpaca. Ooh, which means that when you dye it, it might, the core might soak up more color than the rest, and it could look really, really cool. Oh, I'd love to learn how their spinning techniques. So I think that will be a lot of fun. And then the last two that there are Bear Lindy Chain, which is the 70% linen, 30% Pima cotton. And this is something that exists already in a 50-gram ball. But that, I don't know if it officially came in a Bear form. I'm curious what the Bear how that would compare to the color Swan, which is what I had purchased before. But now it comes as a ready-to-dye form. Or just a larger, if you wanted to make something with it and you wanted more continuous yardage, then that exists as well. And then finally, there is Bear Super Bulky Soft. That's the name of it. So I don't know, the weight is super bulky. So I don't know if the yarn is just called soft. Maybe? But this is 70% superwash wool, 30% superfine alpaca. And so I think that, I'm guessing it's very, very soft. What would give me that idea? Of course, with the exception of the Lindy Chain and the Swish and the Simply Cotton and probably the Shimmer, those mixtures I have touched before in potentially different weights. So maybe not as thin, maybe not as thick, but I've touched those before, and I can vouch for the softness of them. Lindy Chain is really cool because it's sort of a thread that is, I'm not sure if it's exactly end plied, but it is chain plied, a chain plied yarn. And so it's really cool if you look at it. But I think that I would love to get all of them. I'm not sure that I can. I think if I were to go right now and buy all 12, it would be $144. Which on one hand is not bad for, $144.88. It's not horrible for that amount of yarn, but it is, I usually spend around that for 20. So, because some of these higher end high silk content ones are $20 a skein, and so they're a bit more expensive. But so the price is, it averages a little over a little over 10, but that's because there's a few that skew it up. I missed some comments at Vogue Knitting Live. They gave reasons not to use superwash. I wonder if the treatment of making things superwash is harsh. It's funny. I used to. I don't know. I'll have to look into that more. I'll have to look into it a little more. I'm not entirely sure about the whole superwashizing process. I do know that Swish is so soft, and I do notice a huge difference in the way superwash yarns and non-superwash yarn absorbs color. Something about it really, I suppose it could be possible that it weakens the fibers, but whatever it does, like with the Dylan, the wool of the Andes took some color, but it's more muted. The superwash wools took a lot of color. Pretty much equivalent. I mean, things are still drying, but pretty equivalent to the cotton. So something about that process really opens it up to soak in the dye. You don't use boucle too hard to knit or crochet with. Yeah, I want to get all of them. I really want to get all of them. I think that it is. Yeah, and sometimes with something that has like a different shape, it's interesting to see what the dyeing process does, and you can see, okay, did I mess up the fiber? Does it look wilty? With some of the low immersion attempts that I've done with 100% acrylic, sometimes you can see it melted a little bit, and the fibers just seem flatter and less round. You can still knit with them; they'd still be beautiful. It's just a little bit different. So the EPA, so it says superwash wool is considered a toxic, environmentally damaging process. There's a new, more eco-friendly process. I'd be interested to learn more about that too. Feel free, if you find a good article on that, feel free to PM it to me, because I'd like to learn more. I'm just going up through the comments. I see you're not into superwash. Yeah, so there's a lot of options. There's a lot of new options, a lot of not. So there's a lot more non-superwash options with these wool silk blends, and even just some more 100% wool options. And so I'm just really excited, because again, there's some things that sometimes you just don't need the superwash. I rarely wash most of my hand-dyed, well, not just hand-dyed, I rarely wash a lot of my hand knits. And if I do, I tend to hand wash so then I can reblock it. But I do a lot of lace work, or at least I used to pre-kids. I did a lot of lace work. So I love shawls and stuff like that. And so for those, I don't need them to be superwash, because I wouldn't toss them in a dryer. Then I'd get like not even shrinking, but you need to dry it flat to open it up, you know? Do I have any future plans for doing the process of dyeing self-striping yarn? Yes. I have plans to do a few different techniques for a more true self-striping yarn versus the sock blank methods. I've got a lot of plans for a lot of things. There's two different techniques, I suppose 3 different techniques that I have in mind. 4 different techniques I have in mind for self-striping yarn. Going through, it's hard, because sometimes like I get distracted with people request more cotton, so then I went and I was going through and dyeing all this yarn for Cellulose Week, and then dyeing extra for future Dye Pot Weekly episodes. Would you suggest dyeing the roving before spinning, and what is your recommendation for the gloss roving? I have some gloss roving. I have not dyed, nor have I spun it yet. I have spun silk blends, in the past, and they are a dream to spin. It almost feels like they spin themselves, because the silk fibers are usually so long that it gives a strength in it. I really like spinning silk blends. In general, my preference is to dye roving versus dyeing my hand spun, because one of the things I like about spinning is the way that you can mix the colors together and how you can get things that look like heathered and twists. And so therefore, I prefer having dyed roving and then spinning it, because I like the way that the color works. Because I think that for me personally, with the reverse way, you can get some stunning bare yarns that you make yourself, but I think I prefer the hand dyed then hand spun look to my own hand spun yarns. So, oh, your Wilton gels are still seeping blue and green. Oh, that's frustrating. Maybe soak in some vinegar and either give it a quick zap in a microwave or put it in some more hot water. Sometimes if you use some colors, I find don't bleed at all. And then sometimes I get like some residual bleeding that goes on for a while, which is always, whenever that happens, it's frustrating. I think even if you don't want to heat it again, adding some vinegar to your rinse bath and letting that soak in that for a little while, that can help sometimes too. But I'm sorry that you're having bleeding issues. That's never fun. Lower temps for the silk, maybe. I don't know that. Again, I haven't dyed a ton of silk. I did dye some gloss recently. Oh, hold on. Let me go. Whoops. That was me, not the dog. Oh, never mind. I don't have the yarn down here. I thought that I had the gloss that I dyed recently, so I could show you. Because I think that was pretty hot in the pot where I had it. I didn't monitor the temperature. I know, Indy. Sorry, it was just mommy. You want to say hi? Come here. It's his birthday. This is Indy. Doesn't he look like bare yarn? Hi. You want to look at the camera? Can you say, Indy, you want to sit? Indy, sit. Indy, pretty. Good boy. Okay, you want to go lay down? Oh, you think I'm going to give you a cookie? Oh, crap. I'll give you one in a little bit, I promise. He's going to get a special birthday treat in a little bit. Actually, if you love Indy, there are some Indy videos from when he was a puppy on the channel. Like first trip to the beach, we went to the dog park, and yeah, he's usually not around while I'm doing dyeing videos, but I didn't want to put him away because it's his birthday. So he's my little floofer. And you're happy because the mailman isn't around, aren't you? I promise. Are you sitting on my computer? He's sitting on my computer. Okay, come here, lay down. No, not on my computer. No. Oh, crap. Indy. No. I think it's fine. Indy, lay down. I don't usually have the laptop on the floor between the dog and the kids. Oh, I know, baby. I know. You want Mama to wrap it up? Thank you. You watch his videos? Yeah, before I focused the channel, Indy videos came on here too. But he's a sweet dog for our family. He doesn't like strangers, but he appreciates the birthday wishes. But anyway, I am really, really, really excited for these 12 new Bare Yarn skeins. I think that there is a lot of great potential in there. I think that there might be something for everyone. And I hope to try out as many of them as I can. So if you would like to help me, get some of these, there are some ways that you can contribute to all goings on ChemKnits. You can go shop at KnitPicks is one big way that you can help me. Get some of the new yarns or some of the yarns in the big summer sale. My affiliate link is in the description and I am dropping it into the chat right now. The link right now will take you to the Bare Yarns, but there's a link to the promo codes for a free pin or some needles. There's information about that at the top of the KnitPicks website. And yeah, there's just a lot of new stuff today. So, excuse me. So I'm really, 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 really excited. But so yeah, the one thing you can do is you can go buy KnitPicks yarns. I have been using their yarns long before I became an affiliate, but now if I refer you, I get a little something in return, and so that helps. Because everything I show in the unboxings, I do go and buy myself, and I don't get a special discount, and I don't get commissions on my own purchases. So there is that. Other things you can do, you can become a KnitPicks patron. I'm not going to talk a ton about that, but there's a link in the video description, and if you want to learn more, you send me a PM, and I'm happy to talk more about that. Also, there's a lot of new yarn still in the KnitPicks Creations Etsy store, and so that's a really fast way to buy something and send me something. The link is, yeah, I mean, you can use any link that I've done before. The link varies because I'll link to a specific page, and sometimes I put like, oh, this is the link I used on this video. But yeah, you can use the link later. So it doesn't, too bad. Yeah, I think that it doesn't matter if you use one now or later. Almost all of my videos will have a KnitPicks affiliate link in them. So there's that. Do I ship to Canada? I do. I do ship to Canada. It is more expensive than shipping in the US, but I do international shipping. And the one like caveat is that I don't have any control over customs. So all of my shipping dates are based on times I can get it to the US post office, but once it arrives in your home country, I can't control if they decide to apply any import duties or anything like that. I think that sometimes places do it, like the UK, I think doesn't do it on every package, but then sometimes they'll hold one for a fee. So that's something that I don't know much about. But if you're in a country and it's not listed in the ones that I ship to, which I think I have a number listed, but if yours isn't there, and I mean Canada's there, but for other people, if yours isn't there, send me a private message and I'll see if I can add it to the list, because I just added a select few to start. I know I have a lot of international fans, so I want to try to be able to ship to as many people as would like a little piece of the fun that are in these videos. So anyway, those are the ways that you can help make this possible, and I'll see. And oh yeah, if you want to, again, there's a poll going on in the KnitPicks Lab group. I want to know what the most popular new bases are, because those are the ones that I will try to absolutely make sure make it into my cart. And then depending on everything else, I'll see how many I can do. I mean, I am excited. Like the nice thing is that not only can I like test out and check the yarn bases for all of you, but then I could dye them later. And so that's the secondary test. So anyway, yeah, be on the lookout for a lot of new videos next week that feature cotton yarns. Some of them have wool in there as well as a comparison, but I think that there's a lot of really beautiful colors, and I'm just really excited for you to see the new ways of making your own hand-dyed cotton-based yarns. So you guys have been asking for it, and I'm so happy to deliver. We're gonna have so much fun this summer. I'm just over the moon. And now there's 12 new yarn bases to play with. I'm just, like, I made a post about the summer sale, and then I looked, I was like, oh, there's 4 new yarn lines. And I go, and I'm like, there's 12! And I think that, yeah. And KnitPicks ships to Canada, too. KnitPicks has free shipping minimums for, I think, the UK, Canada, and Australia. No, I don't think I've done Wilton's orange. I have a bunch of new Wilton's colors I need to do. I'm going to need to do a dyeing live stream soon. Maybe I should do one next week, because school ends on Wednesday and then camp doesn't start till the following week. So, but anyway, I'm going to head off, go give Indy his big super treat. And I hope that you guys all have a wonderful evening. Don't forget to check out the KnitPicks sale. You don't see the poll in the ChemKnits Lab Facebook group? I will bump it up. Should be there. It's about, okay, I'm just gonna comment on it right now. So it should be bumped to the top of the group. Oh, you found it? So let's see, what are the currently, I think the Surefoot is up there, next is Woodland Tweed. Those are the top two that people really want to see. Oh good, I'm glad you found it. But yeah, if you're not part of the ChemKnits Lab group, it's a fun place. We do lots of fun stuff. There's lots of ways you can interact with me. But I really enjoy chatting with you all in these live streams. So thank you so much for tuning in. Check out the KnitPicks sale, and I will chat with you later. What's today? Wednesday? Good night, everyone.